Hi, everyone. Welcome to New Canaan High School. It's the big week, the week of the FCIAC Championship. And, of course, the New Canaan Rams will take on that other team, the Darien Blue Wave. That's coming up Thursday morning. But we're ready to get people all set for the big game with a preview show right here from New Canaan High School on the HAN network. 3rd and goal. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Cognetta the protector. Play fake, now over the middle. And it's intercepted! The Blue Wave have won the 2014 FCIAC Championship! 2nd and 10, Collins to throw, swings it right, wide open down the near sideline, goes Matt Cognetta, good night! Shotgun snap, play action, looking to throw, wide open, oh my gosh, eat a sandwich, catch a touchdown. Ryan O'Connell from 18. Collins takes, sets, looks, steps up. Now he can run with it, still running, he can throw, he has a man wide open. Kyle Smith to the 10, breaks a tackle, falls into the end zone, touchdown. Back to throw, Collins sets up, here it is, he's got it! Are you kidding me? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rob Adams. Welcome to New Canaan High School as we get all set for the Turkey Bowl and the 50th annual FCIAC Championship game. It's an exciting week here on the HAN network, and this is day 1 of 2 preview shows, 3 to be exact, but 1 at each high school. Today, we're at Dunning Field in New Canaan on Hawes Plaza. Tomorrow, dare I say where we go without getting hurt and harmed? We go down to Darien High School tomorrow. Yes, the home of the Blue Wave. Darien, New Canaan coming up on Thursday. And then on Wednesday, we go to Boyle Stadium, site of the big game, as we have a reporters roundtable. Looking forward to all of this as we move throughout the week. Now, it's kind of a good news, bad news thing in terms of the weather. Today is probably the coldest we'll feel all week. It's supposed to be pretty nice come Thanksgiving morning, but today temperatures in the 40s, and you don't want to go with much less than the suit jacket I'm wearing right now because it is pretty chilly here at Dunning. So it's good to be here, and we're looking forward to talking with many of the football players, among others, a few field hockey players lingering around, and for good reason, as they did some pretty special stuff over the weekend as well. It was a good weekend for the FCIAC overall. Couple of championships won, and look, you got to make it to at least be a part of it. Couple of teams going home with runner-up finishes, including that team down to the south in soccer, but no harm there. They made it to the championship, as did Ridgefield, so congratulations to all the FCIAC teams. A lot of success, but this is a lot about football this week as well, as we set you up for 10:30 on Thursday morning. Before we get to any of that, let's remember, you want the game, we want you to see it. We want you to hear it. Championships.han.network is how you can get it. Go there, very reasonable, sign up for it, and then you get everything you want to get you through Thursday morning. Chris Canaan will walk the sideline. Chris Irway and I will have the call at 10:30. We'll have all kinds of pregame activities starting at 8 o'clock Thursday morning, and then a pregame show at 10 o'clock as well before Chris Irway and I join you from the booth. And Dave Stewart, of course, is involved as well. Dave will get over here in a little bit. And look, you know, as we get ready for this game, and as we line it up over the next few days, and we don't want to give too much of the preview and pregame away, it comes down to who's going to perform better. Which of the quarterbacks is going to perform better? Neither team can run the ball. They can, but they haven't run it for great success. Just as we poured over the numbers, you realize that neither one of these teams are much for running the ball at all. It's all about Michael Collins, and it's all about Timmy Graham. And, you know, it's intriguing as I look through the numbers, again, getting ready for today and for this week. Collins, of course, is having a season for the ages. 46 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions. I mean, that's mind-boggling, you know, Madden football type numbers. Throwing to a QB ratio of 134.5. Graham, on the other hand, 26 touchdowns, 1 interception, and his ratio, pretty good as well. But for Collins may not want to see the HAN network anymore. Collins has thrown 5 interceptions on the season, all 5 in front of our cameras. That includes the games, of course, against Ridgefield to start the season, Trumbull as well, and Greenwich. 5 interceptions on the year. So remarkably good numbers for Mike Collins, as well as, of course, those 9 touchdowns he threw against Trumbull just a few weeks ago as he tries to break the state record. So really great stuff from him, and great to be here at New Canaan High School. Dave Stewart expected to rejoin me very shortly as well as we move through on what is a breezy, chilly day here at New Canaan, at Dunning Field. Of course, they know a few things about championships, but for the Blue Wave, trying to win another Turkey Bowl, not the kind of thing they want to hear in New Canaan. We will pause here. Dave will join us. Looking forward to talking to a lot of people here at New Canaan High School. We'll continue right after this. This is the preview show for the FCIAC Championship, the 50th anniversary, coming up Thursday at 10:30. And it's all right here at championships.han.network. Back after this.
Here at ONS, we understand the needs of athletes. We understand your desire to return to the field and competition. Our job is to get you to do that in a safe manner and one with which you can continue to practice your sport for a long period of time.
The ONS Women's Sports Medicine Center addresses female-specific sports-related injuries. Our physician and physical therapy team treats active women of all ages and levels of sports.
We provide complete care all the way to the college and professional level.
We match you with a sports medicine physician that's right for your condition.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut, or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Connecticut is coming back to hometown banking, to a partner that makes small businesses feel big, where community comes first, where high-tech tools go hand in hand with a human touch, where you get the know-how only neighbors can deliver, where saving time is important too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
Football University, the nation's leading football training experience, is now accepting applications for its 2015 camps. Our elite faculty of NFL coaches and top professionals teach position-specific on the field and in the classroom to improve your football IQ and help you reach your full potential as a player. Apply today at footballuniversity.org. Football University, where technique plus talent beats talent alone.
The fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait in the Long Island Sound. This is the time to visit the New England coast, and the Dock Shop can get you outfitted with the latest fishing gear, jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece. Boater, beach bum, fishermen simply love the New England coast. This is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com.
Welcome back to the FCIAC Championship Preview Show here on the HAN Network in New Canaan. Dave Stewart has joined me, first of all. Dave, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Rob?
I'm all right. You ready for this big week?
More than ready.
Yeah, it's going to be a big week for sure. As I said in our opening, today here, tomorrow to that other school a few miles down the road. Don't want to say it.
We don't want to say the name here.
And then on Wednesday, we go to Boyle Stadium for a nice roundtable with a bunch of our colleagues and brethren and peers in the world of broadcasting and reporting. And then we get all set up for the big game on Thursday.
It's going to be a long week, but it should be a fun game on Thursday.
It really should be a great game. We won't give too much away about the preview of the game, but we do welcome in a special guest right now.
This is senior Sammy Stewart from New Canaan High School, and Sammy will be playing women's lacrosse at Army next year. And Sammy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Really excited to be here.
Please take note of that hat, by the way. That is a beautiful hat from the Black Knights of the Hudson, as they were formerly known for so many years. They've kind of gone away from that nickname, but it's just a great place to go.
It definitely is. Since I was little, I've always looked up to cadets that went there, and I'm so blessed to be following in their footsteps.
Yeah, it's remarkable, and congratulations, and thank you, and so many great things that we have to say to you for just going there to begin with.
Thank you. I'm just very excited to have the opportunity.
That's great.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your family history there, too. You were saying your grandfather was a colonel.
Yes, he lived on West Point, and obviously my dad grew up there, so I heard a lot of stories, obviously, and, hearing all of those stories really pushed me to want to go there more. And my uncle is still affiliated with the Army, and my dad was a captain, so having my family give me guidance before I go has been really helpful in the process.
I thought you were thinking about going to Navy, was it, originally?
Originally, yes, I did consider Navy. However, when I heard West Point was starting a women's lacrosse team, I was so excited, and I did everything I could to just get there.
Now, hold on a minute. Navy? Wow, that could have caused big trouble in the family.
Oh, definitely. But, my dad was prepared to become a fan for me. However, when I had the opportunity between both schools, I just really felt like West Point was the place for me.
Now, Dave, aren't we kind of burying the lead? Because Sammy had a pretty good weekend as well, didn't she?
Well, actually, she's with the girls' soccer team here.
Still,
they had a good finish.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the girls' soccer team, because you guys had a lot of injuries during the season. It was crazy. It was like a football team, injuries.
It definitely was.
And you kind of came together in the States.
Yeah, not being able to make it to FCIACs really pushed us to work harder in States. And our first game against Amity, we scored an early goal, which was really nice. And when they came back, and it was 1-1, we really saw that if we wouldn't step up, that would be the end of our season. And I think from then on, everyone played with heart and determination and played really well.
Did that kind of put the season in a different perspective for you, too? I feel like if it had ended after the regular season, that would have been kind of disappointing.
You know what? It definitely did, because we knew we were a very strong team that deserved to go far in both FCIACs and States. And because of our injuries and our inability to get there, it just pushed everyone harder in the end.
It was a great finish, definitely.
Definitely was.
And you've still got a little bit more work to do here at New Canaan High School, too, with the lacrosse team and Kristen Wood and everything that has been done there. How are you? Tell me about that season, too, because it's got to be a big finish for you.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an intense season, a lot of emotion. Just our number one priority is working together as a team and winning it.
How about the football team? You ready for this big game on Thursday?
Oh, definitely. Our football team has been working so hard throughout the whole season, and I'm so proud of all the guys for getting as far as they've gone. Sorry. So I'm very excited to see the outcome of this game. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think we're going to get it.
Going back to Army, too, and your family history there, tell us a little about your grandfather.
Well, my grandfather was a full-board colonel in the military. He and my dad's family obviously moved around a lot. However, when my dad was about my age, they lived at West Point for a while. So my dad went to high school just down the road, and it really got him to join the military as well. So, yeah.
In the blood, so to speak, right?
Yeah, definitely in the blood, And my family never pressured me to join the military. I just heard the stories, and I saw the lifestyle, and I really just looked up to that, and I garnered the respect that those cadets hold.
That's great. That's great.
And it's such a beautiful place. If you've never been there, you've missed out on something, because being up there on the Hudson, you're right across the river. It's just it's a beautiful place. It's a great atmosphere, and I'm really excited for you, and I'm sure you're excited.
I am definitely excited. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. This was great.
Sammy, thank you very much. As we get ready to take a break, Dave and I come back. Looks like we'll have some football players, and we continue on from New Canaan High School, getting ready for the FCIAC championship game, the Turkey Bowl coming up on Thursday. Dave and I take a time out. We come back to New Canaan right after this on the HAN Network.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
The 2015 FCIAC Football Championship on Thanksgiving morning will match the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave. It's the 50th anniversary edition of the big game, as well as the annual Turkey Bowl. The HAN Network is your exclusive home for all of the action. Our coverage will begin at 8 a.m. with FCIAC Championship Game Day, followed by pregame coverage at 10. Kickoff is at 10:30. The live video streaming broadcast is available on pay-per-view at championships.han.network.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. 102,000 viewers have enjoyed the HAN Network in just the last 6 weeks. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Welcome back to New Canaan High School with Dave Stewart. I'm Rob Adams. So happy you decided to join us on this Monday as we get all set for the FCIAC Championship on Thursday morning. But Dave, we've got some more guests, chilly as they might be, but looking forward to warmer temperatures on Thursday. Bring in the guests, Dave.
It's getting a little cold out here, but we've got Michael Collins, quarterback, and Kyle Smith, wide receiver of the New Canaan Rams.
Guys, first of all, congratulations on reaching the championship. That's no small feat in and of itself, so you guys should be congratulated off the bat.
Thank you.
Well, as you get all set for Thursday, what are you thinking?
I mean, it's New Canaan and Darien. There's not much to say about it. I mean, the rivalry dates back to as long as I can remember. Growing up, I used to go to all the games. Now, playing in it, I mean, now senior year, I mean, it's almost all over. The rivalry's almost all over. It's pretty crazy.
Mike, the numbers, of course, have been outstanding for your entire offense. You know, we can make a lot of those numbers, but let's talk more so about your offense as a unit. You can't do it without a great offensive line. You can't do it without guys like this. Tell me about this offense.
I mean, this offense is just tremendous. I mean, the guys around me, it's really been a team effort all the way through. The linemen are fabulous. Lucas Niang, Teddy Hood, Jake O'Neill, Gardner Reed, Will Conley, they're all just huge guys, very strong guys. They really get the job done. And the receivers, too, they're just so athletic. I mean, I could throw like a 5-yard dump pass, and then they'll take it 80 yards for a touchdown. I mean, like Kyle did in First Ridgefield, for example. I mean, enough can't be said about them.
You know, we've talked about this before, but Boyle Stadium is such a magnificent site for this event, and the crowd is, going to be huge. What's it like walking out onto a field like that?
It's definitely cool, coming out and looking around and everything. But I think once you get in the first few plays, you kind of just forget about it, ignore it, just play the game. Just got to treat it like any other game.
Are there still butterflies when you walk out?
Oh, yeah, I guess. I mean, there's butterflies with every game, no matter what game it is. So, yeah, maybe it's more so, but after that first play, usually just all goes away.
Kyle, how about you? Any butterflies, or does it just become football?
I mean, he couldn't have really said it any better. I mean, in the locker room, under the stone, under the stands, I mean, you're thinking, oh, how's it going to go? Like, you're kind of nervous, and you walk out, you see all the people, you come out, student sections right there, it's loud, and just all goes away right there.
Does it make a difference that, last year it could have been here, this year it could be there? I mean, are you happy to go to Boyle Stadium, or do you wish it was either Darien or New Canaan in their building?
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, winning at home, I mean, that's cool. Winning at Darien, it all feels the same way. Winning at Boyle Stadium, I mean, it's going to be the third year in a row we're playing there, so I'm pretty excited.
Obviously the last couple of years you've been able to face Darien twice, so you're able to come back to the state tournament only once this year. Does that add to the importance of this game?
Oh, definitely. I mean, because of our rivalry is so historic and such a big thing. I mean, last year to be able to win on the state championship against them is definitely kind of evened out the Turkey Bowl. Well, not as much, but it helped a little bit. But this year, yeah, it just makes the game that much more important to us.
Sends you off with a good feeling, I would think.
Yeah, yeah.
Does the quote unquote losing streak in the Turkey Bowl, does that play into your mind at all, or is it just time to play football?
It's football. I mean, obviously it's sitting there for us. We got called our freshman year, so we're 0-3 in high school. So it's definitely sitting there, but win our senior year, I think that has the 0-3 go away.
I think I would think that the rivalry and everything Darien's done this year. Do you guys follow them from the beginning of the season, like what they're doing week to week?
I mean, you kind of just hear things like in the back of your mind, or back of everything, Darien's doing this, Darien's doing that, and then just like Greenwich too. We heard Greenwich too because everyone was hyping up the Greenwich game, but really we're just taking it week by week and really just focusing on our next opponent.
Coming up in a couple of days. It's going to be here before we know it, Dave.
Oh yeah, time is going to fly.
It is going to fly, and these guys will put on a heck of a show for us. And practices, hopefully some good practices this week, and you guys are off and running on Thursday morning.
Yep. I mean, I can't really sleep at night. I'm so excited. I mean, every year come up, I'll be watching YouTube videos every night just of fast games, and it's awesome. It's the best game of the year, hands down.
It's going to be so much fun. Mike Collins, Kyle Smith, great job by these guys as we stay right here. We thank them both for joining us. We will see them on Thursday. Gentlemen, thank you very much. All right.
Thanks.
As they step out, we continue from right here at New Canaan High School, and I'm ready right now, and of course we can't kick it off right now.
It's a long time between games, especially when you're used to going once every week, and got the preparation and everything in place.
Is there a part of you that wishes they had played on Saturday, just a little bit?
Well, it's New Canaan Darien is Thanksgiving, so it kind of has to fit in on the holiday at this
I
point.
agree. I agree.
I don't think you want to move it.
As we reset here on our preview show, let's bring in our new set of guests.
And we have Peter Swindell and we have Matt Cognetta here, one of many Cognettas that New Canaan's had.
All right, so first of all, we just saw Kyle Smith walk away in an Atlanta Hawks pullover. Now I got Peter Swindell in a Baltimore Orioles. I like this. Good stuff, Peter.
A lot of family in Baltimore. You got to represent the Baltimore Orioles.
Good stuff. I like it. First of all, thank you both for coming on. Your thoughts as we get ready for Thursday morning.
We just want to take play-by-play. I mean, it's Darien. Obviously, the rivalry is huge, and obviously we're going to be playing them once this year, so we want to make it count.
It does kind of take a little something away from it that's only once this year. Do you feel that way, Peter?
Yeah. I mean, finding out that we were going to play Darien last Saturday morning, I kind of was thinking we're playing Darien on Thanksgiving because that's been the normal for us. And then every day since, it's the hype has picked up a little bit, and I've gotten more excited. So I think once we finally get to there, it's going to be a good day.
Peter, I've been watching you for a couple of years. Great field goal kicker. I'm not sure I've ever seen a better kicker in high school, and I mean that sincerely. But your development as a receiver, that was almost, to me, or to some of the guys that work with us, it was almost like a secret weapon. It was almost like I didn't know that side of you. Tell me about being a receiver.
Yeah, I've played a receiver my whole life. Sophomore year, I didn't get into the rotation because we had some great guys. Last year, I hurt myself in my. I'm gonna take this off.
I don't blame you.
In preseason, so I didn't have a chance to play receiver. And then this year, senior year, finally getting the chance to play wide receiver with a great quarterback with Michael. It's been an honor, and he's made my job a lot easier, making great passes.
Matt, just tell me about this offense. What's it like playing in this?
It's electric. Mike's got a great arm. The line is huge. They take all of their assignments and they complete them. So it's really an honor. A lot of the coaches do work so hard. Again, Collins is a great quarterback. He makes everyone's job a lot easier. So it's pretty easy for me.
You've had a great few weeks and a great season actually running the ball and catching the ball out of the backfield. Just it looks like you're picking up steam a little bit the last few weeks.
Yeah, I just like to get involved as much as I can. So if it's passing or catching the ball or running, either way, just to help the team get the W's, what's most important.
Peter, I asked this of Michael just a little while ago, but walking out onto the field, you guys have been there before. So walking out on the field at Boyle Stadium with the crowd and everything, what's that like?
I mean, obviously, it's the biggest game of the year for New Canaan and Darien. The crowd's going to be the biggest of the year. So, I mean, playing here on Friday night, there's definitely a lot of fans. You run out of the entrance, you look at all of them, and it's crazy. But Turkey Bowl is a whole different aspect. I mean, both sides are full. You come out, and before even thinking about the game, I automatically look at the crowd, and I'm thinking, wow, like, what an opportunity we have here and to play in front of everyone who have come home from college, who have previously played for New Canaan. It's an honor to be in my position and Matt's position and the rest of the team, like to be able to play in such a game like this.
Really is big time.
And a whole lot of alum that will be watching and listening and ready to go. And for you, as Dave said, it's a family thing as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. We're really a brotherhood. We've come together so well. We've been playing with these guys since we're really young, so coming out, playing our last game against Darien is going to be huge.
How do you stay focused on practice this week?
We've had a great week of practice, and I think the whole Darien-New Canaan rivalry might get to some people, but our coaches have tried to pound into us that now we just got to treat it like a normal week. I mean, just go through our normal practice, don't try anything crazy, don't get hurt during practice, but have the intensity still needs to be high.
We wish you guys a lot of luck and good health on the field as well, but obviously great success down there as well. So good luck this week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you. Good luck.
Thank you.
We take a break as we say goodbye to these two guys and we step out from here at New Canaan High School. Dave and I continue right after this. The preview show from New Canaan on the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Do you do a lot of running around but get nowhere when you're buying a car? Visit Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram for the one-stop buying experience and stop spinning your wheels.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
The 2015 FCIAC Football Championship on Thanksgiving morning will match the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave. It's the 50th anniversary edition of the big game as well as the annual Turkey Bowl. The HAN Network is your exclusive home for all of the action. Our coverage will begin at 8 a.m. with FCIAC Championship Game Day, followed by pregame coverage at 10. Kickoff is at 10:30. The live video streaming broadcast is available on pay-per-view at championships.han.network.
Welcome back to Dunning Field here in beautiful New Canaan, Connecticut. We're getting ready for the Turkey Bowl on Thursday. But right now we want to talk about fire safety because if there's any time of season when, and we can tell by the weather today, people might be trying to stay warm. We're here with New Canaan firefighter Jim Pickering to my left. Fire Marshal Fred Baker is joining Kate and me right now. And just last year on Thanksgiving, you had a fire in New Canaan that was, and obviously a holiday is a terrible time to happen. Jim, what was one of the causes of that fire?
It was improperly stored fireplace ashes in the garbage.
And that could be a really big cause, right, Fred?
It's a very common cause of fires throughout history here, and this one was fortunately caught early enough, but had it, because it happened in the middle of the day, but had it happened at night, it would have been a far, far worse situation.
And what are the tips just for people to properly clean out their fireplaces? Because it seems like we see a lot of these, fires pop up in back decks and garages. And I mean, tell us the right way to do it.
Well, my first response is, what's the rush?
Exactly.
leave them there. It's a fireplace. That's where they belong. If you can't wait, then having a ash disposal can like this to put them in is critical because they can stay hot. Embers, little tiny embers, and that's all it takes, can still be hot in there 4 or 5 days after the fire, the last time you burn the fire. People don't realize that, but it's very important. Another point is also it's not always the homeowner. It's maybe a caretaker, a cleaning service or something like that does it thinking they're doing good, and they're not.
Yeah.
And obviously, Thanksgiving coming up, a lot of cooking fires and concerns. I mean, Jim, can you tell us some of the most common issues you guys see pop up this time of year?
Well, first and foremost, everybody's getting ready for the holiday, so they throw the self-cleaning oven on, and there's a lot of grease sometimes in the bottom of the oven.
Or the pizza box.
Or the pizza box is left in the oven. So that we have this time of year. And then it's just also maybe they ran out to the store and they leave a pot on the stove. Just accidental fires like that.
And then, of course, candles. Candles and decorations, very important to watch them, be careful with them, keep any combustible decorations away from the open flame, and don't leave it unsupervised.
Right.
Is this time of year a bigger, are you busier this time of year with household fires and the such?
Yes, the season does attribute to a lot of fires, incidental, smoke, oil burner malfunctions, closed flues, burnt food. It really contributes to the season.
So, how much does one of these ash disposers cost, and where can you get them?
We actually have a great relationship with Weed and Duryea here in New Canaan, and this is $60 at Weed and Duryea. And we're having a drawing for 3 cans on December 12th. You can go to Weeds, you can stop by the firehouse for a drawing entry, or you can go to newcanaanfirefighters@hotmail.com and you can enter online.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and
And it's free.
Oh, that's even better. That's the best part.
Free. Yeah.
Now, we should mention, too, smoke detectors, CO detectors. What can you guys tell us about the importance of that this time of year?
Just making sure they're working, making sure you have them. Usually most people have them now, but every once in a while, a lot of times the batteries have gone dead. And if you have an alarm system, which most, or not most, but a lot of people do in New Canaan, making sure that they're serviced, and that's in good operating order. You can't just let them sit thinking you're protected and without having it serviced. Make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Right, and especially with a lot of furnaces this year. I mean, CO is something that pops up. I know a home in New Canaan, their furnace backfired and they realized that, there was a CO issue there. So, I mean, that's really important to think about as well. Do you agree? It's
real important. If your CO detector does go off, you need to call the fire department and exit from the structure or your home.
Yeah, there were just 2 over this past weekend, 2 instances where there were measurable levels of CO in a home. And the alarm went off and did what it was supposed to do to warn the people.
And they call it the silent killer for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Now, before we went on air, Jim, we were talking about some stats that you've uncovered regarding fires. Everyone thinks that it won't happen to me. What can you share with us?
Right. Well, like Fred said, here in New Canaan, last year we had 3 fires before Thanksgiving due to the improper placement of ashes, so that's real important. But nationwide, there was 3,275 civilian fire deaths, and nationwide, their civilian died in a fire every 3 hours and 12 minutes. Nationwide, there was 494,000 structure fires occurred across the U.S., and one structure fire was reported every 64 seconds. Wow. So if this was a vehicle, there'd be a recall. I mean, this is pretty serious.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's a very good point. And like I know you've talked about for years, your fireplace is for ashes. There's no need to get them, but if you do need to deposit them here. You talked about earlier someone deposited threw their ashes into a flower pot and came home.
A flower bed was one of the close calls last year, right next to the house. And fortunately, it was caught just as it was starting to burn up the side of the house. But again, had that happened at night, this again was during the day, so there were people around to see it. And but it had happened at night. And when the fire is outside and the smoke detectors are inside, there's a barrier. And so the smoke doesn't set it off. And that's unfortunately what happened at horrific fire in Stamford a few years ago, where the 5 people lost their lives. Was the fire was outside, started outside, and so very critical.
Wow. Well, thanks, firefighter Jim Pickery and Fire Marshal Fred Baker. You guys do a great job. You guys have been here in New Canaan for a long time, keeping the people safe. So thanks for spending some time with us on a cold day.
Yeah, I wish you started a fire. We were just saying, I wish you brought the fire. It's a little chilly here.
Yeah, some great timely advice here on the HAN Network. And as Thanksgiving and the holiday season begins, some good stuff to keep in mind. And you can always check out the New Canaan Fire Department's website, which is NC. What's your fire?
There's 2 websites. It's newcanaanfirefighters.com, and I believe it's newcanaanfire.com.
Great. Thanks, Jim. Thanks,
and
Fred.
wishing everyone a happy holiday, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
We'll be back after this.
While the temperatures are cooling down, the fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait that are abundant in the Long Island Sound. If you love the New England coast during autumn, this is the time to be on the water. The latest from Shimano, Quantum, Avet, Hoagie, Phase 2 and more are in stock and ready to go at the dock shop. And don't mind those fall breezes with jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece from Grundens and Stormer. The dock shop will keep you warm and dry. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances, where community comes first, a place where there's more than one kind of interest, where automation will never replace consideration, where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
The 2015 FCIAC Football Championship on Thanksgiving morning will match the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave. It's the 50th anniversary edition of the big game, as well as the annual Turkey Bowl. The HAN Network is your exclusive home for all of the action. Our coverage will begin at 8 a.m. with FCIAC Championship Game Day, followed by pregame coverage at 10. Kickoff is at 10:30. The live video streaming broadcast is available on pay-per-view at championships.han.network.
Do I look at you? Yeah, you can look at me.
And we are back at Dunning Field in New Canaan. I'm Kate Chaplinsky, joined by Josh Fisher. We're getting ready for this Thursday's Turkey Bowl. So we're here in New Canaan, and Police Chief Leon Krolikowski joining us now because, Chief, there's a lot of important safety issues to talk about this time of year.
There's many. In fact, one of our primary focuses this time of year is driving under the influence, whether it's alcohol or drugs. So our officers will be out looking for that and making arrests as need be. And accident prevention is another component of what we're doing this time of year. So along with that, we'll be heavily enforcing seatbelt laws, which reduces injuries if you are in an accident, and distracted driving. Driving with your cell phone. We'll be giving out tickets a lot this coming week and next week and just prior to the Christmas.
Yeah. Now, Leon, when the kids all come home from college this time of year. It adds not only more cars on the roads, but often there's partying and like that. What sort of advice do you have for parents and for the kids themselves?
I'd say inevitably a parent has to watch and be aware of where their child is going. Make sure that they're going where they say they're going. And for a child or underage person, don't go to a party where there's underage drinking. If you get to an event, there's drinking or drugs being used there, leave right away. Because if we come, there's going to be consequences, and we're going to hold people accountable.
Now you have some a new policy here that you announced last week about for underage drinking. Explain this to us.
Sure. Quite simply, it's in the past we would go to youth parties. We would arrest 1 or 2 or 3 kids that were there that were clearly in violation, and the rest of the kids would more or less get off scot-free and leave the party and go wherever they were going. Now we're identifying everybody at the party, identifying what, if any, substances they've used, whether it's alcohol or drugs, and documenting that in a very comprehensive report. And subsequently, once I get the report, I review it, and if I believe that someone is in violation of the law, we're going to write to their parents and advise them you have 2 choices. You can take the infraction or the summons or the arrest and consequences that come with that, whether it's a fine or a license suspension, or you can attend this New Canaan-based diversionary program, which we're set to launch mid-January of next year, and that'll involve an educational component where both the child and their parent will attend, and they'll be taught by professionals that are experts in the field of substance use. And we're hoping it becomes an educational opportunity and people learn some things they didn't know, and they avoid substance use, which can lead to a lifetime of problems.
Right. And, Chief, we should mention we're talking about underage drinking, and you mentioned other substances and drugs. What are the New Canaan police doing to kind of combat, drug issues potentially in town?
Sure. We were one of the first, I believe, in the Fairfield County to get Narcan, which is it's an antidote of sorts to prevent an overdose of opiates, whether that's heroin or some other opiate. So that's a prevention thing. Thankfully, we haven't had to use it yet, so that's a great thing. But we are aware of several youths that grew up in New Canaan, went to school in New Canaan, became addicted in New Canaan, and went to other communities and overdosed on heroin or some other serious drug. So our goal is to prevent that kind of thing, and we're looking to identify kids that are at risk. So part of that is this diversionary program. It's an educational component. The other part is an enforcement component. Next year, we're really focusing in on narcotics and underage alcohol use in town. In fact, recently, I just identified a member of our department who will be part of our investigative section, and his primary focus will be investigating narcotics use and sales and the use of underage alcohol, and we're going to trace back the person who's providing the alcohol to these parties, and we'll arrest them. So that's kind of the 2-part component. It's an enforcement and an education approach. And there's much more to come on that. We're going to be relentless, and we're going to focus in on this substance use problem that we have in this town, and it's been ongoing for many years. The heroin is the biggest concern because that's killing people, and we want to stop that from happening.
And, we should mention this time of year as well, obviously domestic violence and domestic issues. Do you guys see an uptick in that kind of thing this time of year when families are together and holidays are being celebrated?
Absolutely. I mean, we generally see an uptick this time of year and any other time of year when there's a lot of pressure on the family and emotions are running high. We often get calls for family disputes. Not all of those result in arrests. So far this year, we're about 50% lower in arrests and family disputes than we were last year. Really can't explain that other than we're just not getting called as much to incidents where arrests are being made. But it's still a huge problem for the town. It's a big concern, especially around the holidays. We don't want to go to someone's house and have to arrest them during the holidays. There's all kinds of resources available for people to relieve stress and ask for help before that happens, and hopefully that's what they'll do.
Well, Leon, I know before we let you go, you did have a good weekend because your daughter's part of the state champion New Canaan Rams field hockey team that won.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, we're very, very proud of her and her team. They worked really hard. It's nice that they're state champions, and I think that's a perfect opportunity for New Canaan to show how well they are in certain athletics, and how focused they were in that arena, and it's great that they won.
Well, Leon, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to be joined by head coach Aaron Gilday and some of those New Canaan field hockey players. And Lou Marinelli, the New Canaan Rams head coach, is also coming up. We'll be back after this on the HAN Network.
Connecticut is coming back to hometown banking. To a partner that makes small businesses feel big. Where community comes first. Where high-tech tools go hand in hand with a human touch. Where you get the know-how only neighbors can deliver. Where saving time is important too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com.
Here at ONS, we understand the needs of athletes. We understand your desire to return to the field and competition. Our job is to get you to do that in a safe manner and one with which you can continue to practice your sport for a long period of time.
The ONS Women's Sports Medicine Center addresses female-specific sports-related injuries. Our physician and physical therapy team treats active women of all ages and levels of sports.
We provide complete care all the way to the college and professional level.
We match you with a sports medicine physician that's right for your condition.
The 2015 FCIAC Football Championship on Thanksgiving morning will match the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave. It's the 50th anniversary edition of the big game, as well as the annual Turkey Bowl. The HAN Network is your exclusive home for all of the action. Our coverage will begin at 8 a.m. with FCIAC Championship Game Day, followed by pregame coverage at 10. Kickoff is at 10:30. The live video streaming broadcast is available on pay-per-view at championships.han.network. Welcome back to New Canaan here on the HAN Network. Our preview show underway. Don't forget, Thursday morning, championships.han.network with Dave Stewart. I'm Rob Adams. Dave, this guy needs no introduction. He's giving us a hard time in the break.
Yeah, head coach Lou Marinelli, and he's always giving everybody a hard time.
That's bad. That's a bad reputation I have. I don't know where you guys get that stuff. God, especially you, Rob.
Oh, well, it starts with me, Coach.
You a hard time yet?
I know, not yet, but all right, give me a hard time now. No, seriously. What does this game mean to you? All this history, it's such a great history. Tell me what you're thinking as you come into this week.
Well, first of all, for Darien, every kid on that team and every kid on this team, this is the game that you want to play in. If we were 0-8 and they were 0-8, we'd still have a big game, and this is our game, and it's two proud communities with two great football programs that look forward to this game every year. And it just so happens that this year, once again, we're both undefeated and we're playing for the FCIAC championship. So this is really all that's good about high school football. It doesn't get any better than this, and I wish that the other games weren't being played now, so everybody can see, what has turned out to be the two best teams.
Obviously, you have a lot of weapons on your team. They have a lot of weapons on their team. Tell me a little bit about what you think of them.
What do I think of them? I'm awake every night thinking about them. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball. Their skilled kids are as good as any. Their running game is as good as I've seen in high school. Defensively, they really get after it. And you got a Vanchek who broke Dwight Feeney's record. So we have our hands full, no doubt. And they're a great football team. We just hope that we're able to give them a game.
You've got a couple of record breakers on your team, Alvin, Peter Swindell, and of course Michael Collins. What's Michael Collins been like this year, and how has he stepped up his game?
We knew coming in that he'd be a good quarterback. I never dreamed that he would be as good as he has developed to be. And I have to credit some of that to my son, Johnny, who's spent a lot of time with him since he was like in 7th grade. And a lot to Dante Correnti and J.P. Loshman, who's also helped out working with him. So, what he's done is he's soaked up all of that information, and he studied hard, and everybody sees him throwing touchdowns and everything, but you don't see him here at 6 o'clock in the morning throwing the ball, doing the things that you have to do to become great, which he's done.
It's been a long time off since your last game, and you got a few more days to go. What's the attitude of the kids right now? Are they itching to get out there?
I think Rob would probably tell you the same thing at Darien, that those kids wish they could have played last week, because I know our kids were ready to go now. We're just trying to keep them focused, and that seems to be when you have a long layoff like this, that you need to keep them focused. So, I think they want to play. Now, unfortunately for both of us, after this, we go into that Ho Chi Minh Trail of a state playoff, which this is the greatest time of the year. If you love football and you love high school football, it doesn't get any better than this.
It's one right after the other.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
You've obviously coached a few FCIAC championship games. You've seen many as well. This being the 50th, what does this mean to you? And what about, the history of this game and the future of this game as well?
It means I'm getting old. That's what that means. Well, the game was started by John Cutso, and this is John's last year, so I think it's only fitting that the 50th game be played in his honor. He's done an awful lot for the league, and I think it's the least we can do. Hopefully we'll be able to keep the game in the future, but I think with the restraints that the state has put on the CIAC, I hope they ease them, because I don't think there's been any statistics that really show that more games you play, you get more injuries. But, we hope for a great game, and to be, it's just an honor playing in the 50th,
Like I said, you've been involved in a couple. I broadcast a couple of when you played Greenwich. But that feeling when you come into Boyle Stadium, is there still chills there?
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of there's nothing you can just. I can't describe when you walk in and you see those people, and then you go to the locker room, and now you come out to warm up, and it gets more and more filled, and then all of a sudden it's game time, and you come out of your locker room and it's packed, and you get a lot of excitement. I mean, for me, it doesn't get any better than that. It's just such a thrill. Now, of course, when the game starts, you got to go back to work, but it is a thrill, and I know it's a thrill for our kids, and they've worked very hard to get here, and I know Darienne's worked very hard as well.
What's your message to the kids going to be before they walk out onto the field?
Don't screw up. I mean, if I have to give a motivational talk before this game, there's something wrong. These kids are ready to play. They can tell me. And ultimately, it's just like any other game. Once the game starts,
yeah,
and you forget about who's watching and the crowd. It's just like every other game, and that's basically what I'm going to tell them. Just play the way you practice. Watch us practice, and watch us play. And as long as they can do that and not get caught up in the 50th game and FCIAC champion, just play, and then let the chips fall where they may, and may the best man win.
Man, that's perfectly said. We'll see you Thursday.
Okay, great. It's good. Look forward to it.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much, Coach Lou Marinelli of the New Canaan Rams. We're out for a break. We come back. Finally, the field hockey team next after this on the HAN Network.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
At the Darien Sports Shop, we have a team of buyers that are constantly combing the market for the latest styles and trends. You'll find it right here first. We are well known for the women's brands that we carry. We have a vast selection from Kinross Cashmere, Eileen Fisher, AG Jeans, Canada Goose, Barber, and so much more. Our buyers are always finding something special, trends and items you just won't find anywhere else. We also have a great supply of basics. A customer can walk in, find their favorite pants, tops, or a dress in their size and in 4 different colors. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Football University, the nation's leading football training experience, is now accepting applications for its 2015 camps. Our elite faculty of NFL coaches and top professionals teach position-specific on the field and in the classroom to improve your football IQ and help you reach your full potential as a player. Apply today at footballuniversity.org. Football University, where technique plus talent beats talent alone.
The 2015 FCIAC Football Championship on Thanksgiving morning will match the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave. It's the 50th anniversary edition of the big game, as well as the annual Turkey Bowl. The HAN Network is your exclusive home for all of the action. Our coverage will begin at 8 a.m. with FCIAC Championship Game Day, followed by pregame coverage at 10. Kickoff is at 10:30. The live video streaming broadcast is available on pay-per-view at championships.han.network. Welcome back to New Canaan High School here on the HAN Network with Dave Stewart. I'm Rob Adams. And all right, we've got them, the champions. Dave, let's start introducing them.
It's the Class M champion field hockey team, New Canaan Rams, and we've got with us captains Olivia Hunsinger and Catherine Granito. How you doing today?
Good. Good.
You sure about that? I mean, you're a champion. Come on, let's get a little energy here. No, seriously, congratulations, first of all. Take me through the game.
We came out a little flat, but that was okay because second half was definitely our better half. We all think that we're a better second half team. We came out on top. Cameron Dayton put one away, and I think our momentum after that was going uphill. So that was good.
You know, the last few weeks, you guys lost to Greenwich, 1-0 game late in the season, and then all of a sudden you guys started playing really great field hockey, and it was just awesome performance in the States. What changed after that game?
Well, we really had to kind of take a look at ourselves after the Greenwich game, just because we weren't playing like a team. We were playing selfish field hockey, and we just weren't being our best. So after that, we started to kind of change up practice to be more team-oriented, to focus on communicating on the field, and just to kind of play together and play better.
When you look back at this season, you know, where was the turning point? Was it just learning how to play as a team, as you were just saying? What was the turning point for you?
I think, like Olivia said, we definitely started playing as individuals opposed to as a team. And once we realized that and changed the not only the game plan, but changed how we practiced, and everyone started going to team dinners, and the chemistry just came together. We started playing like a team again. And honestly, once we play as a team, we're unstoppable, and it's clear because we're number one now.
If you had the opportunity and you could go back, I mean, I know you played, that other team, Darien, a couple of times. Would you like another shot at them?
I definitely would. I was unfortunately out for when we played Darien, both our second time, and I would love to get another shot at them. I really think we've progressed so much as a team as a whole, and that we could have had a different outcome.
I like it, Dave.
You know, the last 8 minutes of the game were just incredible, with Joel Barlow putting a lot of pressure on you guys, and Emily Conley coming up with some great saves. What's it like being on the field those last 8 minutes, trying to get to the end of the game?
I mean, it's just constant adrenaline all the time, and you're just trying so hard to play your hardest and play your best. And, I mean, it wouldn't be possible without Emily Conley and our backs, who are just amazing all the time. So it was definitely a little scary, but I wasn't really looking at the clock, so I didn't really know. I just knew that we had to get through the rest of the game. Until I heard that whistle, I knew it would be done.
Just keep plugging along.
Yeah.
Well, it went pretty well, and this is group one of two that we're bringing out here, so we'll let these girls shift out. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
All right, as we continue on from here at New Canaan High School, and a great job by this field hockey team. So, I mean, Dave, you saw it in person. Your thoughts as you watched it?
It seemed to me like when they would start playing the first game, the start of the games, they would start feeling each other out and kind of figuring out what was going on. And then once New Canaan seemed to settle into a groove, it was especially prevalent in the Laurelton Hall game, which was the semifinals, just dramatically changed, and there was a lot of confidence, and they were playing like they knew they were going to win. So it was a great change in their that seemed in their confidence at that point.
And we should say that it was a really good weekend for the FCIAC overall. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, a couple of losses, but you got to get there. You got to get there somehow. So congratulations, whether you're a runner-up or a champion.
Yes, we had a few. We had Wilton Field Hockey won. You had St. Joe's Girls Soccer winning, Greenwich Swimming. So we had a few in there. Ludlow Volleyball, too. Don't want to forget about them.
Nope, not at all. All right, we bring in the next group of guests. Dave, I'll let you do the honors again.
We have a couple of senior co-captains here. We have Claire Conley and Rianne Ball, and head coach Aaron Gilday. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, I'm going to start with you because, and Dave pointed this out to me, you were on a championship in the past in your own right. Take me through that and the feelings as you went through Saturday as well.
I've learned you definitely come to appreciate it more coming back as a coach. You don't realize how much work goes into it. When I won it as a player, it was just a great season and a lot of fun, and everything kind of clicked at the right times like it did this year. But I definitely have a greater appreciation. I definitely feel like I put more work into, helping the girls win this one, but they're the ones who won it. They did the hard work on Saturday, and I just got to enjoy it.
Now, Claire and Rianne are both on defense, and the defense played incredible in the state tournament. 1 goal in the first game, 3 straight shutouts. What was happening the last few weeks? What was the communication like?
Well, communication was strong. At least we tried to make it strong, right? I think you have to do your job on defense. You have to clear the ball. You have to mark. You have to communicate. If you're not talking to your other players, you can't get anything done. So as long as you work together, you're the strong Iron Curtain, as we always were.
What did you see from the defense out there?
I think as the season's gone along, we've really improved. We've sort of settled into it, and communication is improving, and it's just we know what to expect from each other, and we know how to work well together. So it all came together in the end.
Coach, you had said that you spoke to Sue Schwertel on the phone before, because Sue Schwertel's legendary coach at New Canaan High School. Her last game was a state championship in 2003. What was that conversation like?
She just mentioned that she had been following the team from afar, and we actually finally got her to a game this year. It's the first time she's been back at the high school since she left, which was kind of nerve-wracking to coach in front of her, I will say. Luckily, the girls played great and we won, so they made me look good. But she just said that she was proud of me and proud of the program, and it was good to see it. It's good to see it doing well again. But really, it's all the girls. I don't think people realize how hard they worked and just how much kind of they came through this season, and I think finished as the best team in the state.
And they're getting a little love from down on the field. What was it like coming into school today? Was there any reaction, any reception? What did it feel like? Either one of you.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of the teachers even knew. I didn't even know that they knew that we were even in the final.
And there you go, getting applause from down on the field. Go ahead.
And so it was really nice to know that people just knew about it.
And I think they're about to rush up here, actually. Wow, this is getting a little nerve-wracking. We're about to get trampled, Dave.
This is great. This is a great show of support here.
They're not kidding, by the way. They really are rushing up here. There it is. They're the champions. There you go.
There we go.
What does this mean to all of you? What are your feelings right now?
We won! Let's go!
Guys. Good luck Thursday.
Well, all right, as I started to say, what does that mean to all of you to get that reception?
I think it's great. I think a lot of people at our high school think that the boys are the only people who can win. So it's nice to come in, being a girl, being like, we can win, we can be athletic, we can have the medal, we can have the trophy. Also, a bunch of people that I didn't even know knew I played just came out to me. They saw the news. They appreciate the win.
One thing I noticed, the last couple of games, you've had the words Hulk Smash written on your arms there. Tell me what that's all about.
Well, as I told you, it's the alter ego. I like to feel strong. I like to feel amped up, and I feel like it amps everyone else up around me. I don't know. I like to feel like I'm in the game. I like it a lot. I drew a 6-pack on. It's all about I did in Sharpie to make it permanent. Obviously, it worked. 2 shutouts in a row.
You can't argue with success. That's it. Would be remiss not to mention Emily Conley and her performance down the stretch there. What did you see from her?
I mean, she's really improved over the season, and it's really nice to know that when she's behind you, and it's nice to know that she can step up in big moments like that. And I think she had a really good game and a really important saves at the end. So
it was quite a performance. Yeah.
That was quite a reception up here a few minutes ago.
That was amazing.
I got a little nervous there for a moment. Pretty cool, though.
We lived. So.
We did. We survived. Any prediction for Thursday, by the way? Just go out on a limb. Who's going to win?
You know what? I think Darien New Canaan is a very even match, but it comes down to who really wants more, who's going to be the better sport. Honestly, some bad stuff happens every year. So it really comes down to who gets the plays correctly, who just plays better. It's a very even match.
Sign her up. She's good.
There you go.
That's a true
Yeah,
analyst
that was
right
awesome.
there. Now you're shaking your head. New Canaan's going to win.
I mean, I have to say New Canaan, so I'm going to say New Canaan.
100%. Yes, no doubt.
Well, congratulations. Hold that plaque high and be proud of it. You should be. I'm sure it was a remarkable moment for all of you, and congratulations to each of you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
All right. Field hockey team with us. We will take a break. We will come back and start wrapping things up from here at New Canaan High School as we get ready for the Turkey Bowl on Thursday. Again, championships.han.networks. Make sure you Make sure you sign up for it. We want you to watch the broadcast on Thursday. Championships.han.network. Dave and I come back. We say goodbye right after this on the HAN network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
The 2015 FCIAC Football Championship on Thanksgiving morning will match the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave. It's the 50th anniversary edition of the big game as well as the annual Turkey Bowl. The HAN Network is your exclusive home for all of the action. Our coverage will begin at 8 a.m. with FCIAC Championship Game Day, followed by pregame coverage at 10. Kickoff is at 10:30. The live video streaming broadcast is available on pay-per-view at championships.han.network. Well, not much more needs to be said at New Canaan High School. Darien, you're up tomorrow, so let's see what kind of response when we head down to Darien High School tomorrow, same time as we do it all over again to get you ready. Now, that's tomorrow. Wednesday, the Reporters Roundtable from Boyle Stadium, and then Thursday, all of it, including the game. It's yours at championships.han.network. Make sure to join us. We want you for the broadcast Thursday morning as we want you for all the broadcasts throughout the week. Our thanks to all of the guests who came out and joined us here at New Canaan High School. And again, we'll see you tomorrow. Coffee break as well. Don't forget about that. That'll get your day going. But for our entire broadcast crew here at New Canaan High School, AJ Simonowski, Dave Stewart, Eric Gendron, Kate Chaplinsky, Josh Fisher, Marty Hersom, our entire crew. I'm Rob Adams. Thanks for joining us from New Canaan High School. See you tomorrow from Darien and coffee break as well. But for now, so long, everyone. Championships.han.network. See ya. The 2015 FCIAC Football Championship on Thanksgiving morning will match the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave. It's the 50th anniversary edition of the big game as well as the annual Turkey Bowl. The HAN Network is your exclusive home for all of the action. Our coverage will begin at 8 a.m. with FCIAC Championship Game Day, followed by pregame coverage at 10. Kickoff is at 10:30. The live video streaming broadcast is available on pay-per-view at championships.han.network.